Hey, nature photographers, it's Lee Hoy, and I am here in my safari tent at Tokalea Lodge in Mosi-Oa-Tunya National Park. I'm just a few miles upstream from Victoria Falls, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And I don't know if you can hear the squeaking out there on the roof, but it's from a Natal's francolin, or Natal spurfowl, one of those kind of birds. And they do it for a little while. They run and pitter patter up on the roof, and then they disappear. So it's been an absolutely phenomenal day. Had the most beautiful sunset I've ever had in Africa. Rainbow, just spectacular. This workshop has been hands down the most outstanding photographic experience of my life. Been blown away with the number of kills we were able to experience. I've been blown away by the photographic opportunities with some of the rarest or hardest to see antelope. Was able to get within 12 feet of a bull elephant kneeling, getting wide angle shots, within 10 to 12 feet of white rhino, and rhinos are my favorite mammals. You should have been with me. I mean, it has been stellar. And I love Africa. I could live here full time, but I think my daughter would be very upset with me. But the door is opening for me to potentially work here and live here for some time of the year. So we'll see what doors God opens on that. But what I wanted to share with you today are 5 lessons I've been thinking about while on safari. Tips, mindsets, strategies that will help you as a nature photographer, regardless of where you're at. You don't have to be in Africa. But yesterday, I found out that in 2026, I'll be doing Uganda for gorillas and apes, and for chimpanzees, sorry. And I don't know if that'll be OM system only or not, but stay tuned. We'll be doing Uganda in 2026. That'll be one of my Lee's Limited. Probably won't do it again for several years, and it'll have a limited registration period. Looking forward to that. So I'm really excited to share with you these 5 tips. So stick around, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Howdy from West Texas. I'm Lee Hoy, professional nature photographer, and this is my YouTube channel, Lee Hoy Photography. I'm an OM System Ambassador, photography workshop instructor for Wildside Nature Tours of Precision Camera and Video, and contributing author for the Journal of Wildlife Photography.
Well, I photograph all over the world. I have been in skiffs, I have been in kayaks, I've been on riverboats, I have been on yachts, I've been in trucks, safari vehicles, I have been in buses, you name it, all kinds of transportation, and I've been in it to photograph. One of the things, the tip number 1 that I want to share with you is that if you're going to be in a similar vehicle, say it's a safari vehicle or a skiff out on an Amazon tributary, and you're going to be on that same vehicle over and over, from the very beginning, establish some consistent locations for where you are going to put certain items. Items that people tend to misplace a lot are lens caps, batteries, memory cards, flashlights, things like that. And if you're wearing a coat, if you're wearing certain pants, if you've got a camera bag or a certain backpack, or some vehicles have pouches, I would recommend that what you do is before you start shooting, look around and figure out where you're going to put what. I do the same thing whether I'm in a safari tent, a hotel room, a riverboat room. My wallet, my phone, and other items always go in the exact same place because otherwise it's constantly a treasure hunt, which gets very frustrating. So identify places in your bag, in pouches, in the vehicle for things to go. For example, I've come to the point over the last many years where the body cap and the lens end cap always go in the spot in my backpack where the camera body goes. That's just a consistent place I put it. I learned that when I take a lens cap off, I want to put it in the same pocket, whether it be a jacket, pants, wherever, time and time again. Because I see people waste so much time looking for things or actually losing them. And it can be really frustrating. So the more focused you are about identifying a specific spot for certain things, the less likely you are to lose it. Because when we travel a lot, it's very easy to misplace things. So begin doing that in your room, in your riverboat room, safari vehicle, a tent, whatever it might be, learn to put things in a consistent location. So that is tip number one. Tip number two is to learn to see past, or think of it like this: don't see what is, learn to see what can be. If I want to summarize that with one word, it would be anticipate. Sometimes clients, whether they're in a safari vehicle, a boat, they just yell out, stop, 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 because they see something. And I might get a driver shutting off a vehicle or stopping the boat, when what we really needed to do was be another 30 feet forward. And I try to get my guides to just listen to me on when to stop or how to position, but learn to not think about, there's a subject I must stop now. Learn to think about, there's a potential subject. Where is the most visually compelling image from? And then get in place. Is the animal walking a certain direction? Is it foraging? If it's preening, I can get closer than if it's alert and looking right at me. So the more you can find yourself anticipating the best shot rather than reacting to the fact a subject has been discovered, your image quality will go up by learning to not just panic in the moment, but stay patient, stay calm, and think about, ooh, this animal is behind brush. If I look the direction it's heading in 30 yards, it's out in the open. That's the shot. So we had some sable antelope, which are normally extremely secretive. They were out in the open like crazy. So we stopped quite a ways back, and I have a phrase I'll use. I'll do a video about it sometime called getting greedy. And I told my guide we're going to get greedy. And 3 times we started the vehicle getting closer, and each time I thought, well, we'll bump it. Never bumped them. I mean, they actually started foraging, coming back at us where I could get vertical portraits of this gorgeous antelope that normally is very spooky and runs as soon as they see you. So anticipate good things. Learn to put yourself in position for the best shot. Don't just always react. Okay? Tip number 3. Recognize when something is cool to see, but it may not produce a visually compelling image. Maybe it's poor light. Maybe it's too busy a background. And this is what I talk about sometimes when I say that professional photographers and amateur photographers, sometimes the difference is knowing when to not take a shot. I've learned to be patient and accept the fact that it might not be a visually compelling image and not even photograph a subject. I sometimes take images in places where I know I'm not going to get a visually compelling image. Sometimes just to take images because that's what I do. But the important thing is learning when to recognize, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this moment, but it's not really a good shot. Maybe because of lighting, maybe because of angles, maybe because of brush or other obstacles. There's a wide variety of reasons. I don't shoot documentary shots just because I see something, okay? So learning to recognize when something is cool to see but may not be a great shot is a great tip for you to take with you on your nature photography, okay? So tip number 4. Don't get caught up in thinking you always have to photograph the entire animal. That really can be very restrictive in terms of dramatic images, visually compelling images, making advantage of light. Rhino is my favorite animal, but I'll be honest, it can be a pretty tough animal to get great images of. I like to shoot tight on the head. The head is so awkward that getting great images can be very challenging. But one thing early on, and I'm going to do a video about this very topic, so I'm going to give you a brief introduction. Learn to look past field guide photography into wildlife as art. You got to put field guide photography behind you if you want to get visually compelling images. I like front light, but it often produces flat images. Front light with a stormy background, we had that today. Oh my gosh, you wait until you see my pied kingfisher shot. Well, here, I'll show them on here while I'm talking. Stunning light, beautiful light. But that's not always true with front lighting. In field guides, we see the whole animal, front lit, so you can see all the details. But that often lacks drama. It can be great for action because you have a faster shutter speed, but still backlight, side light, storm light, all these different types of light, emerging light, really, really lend themselves to visually compelling images. So, you don't always have to capture the entire animal in an image for it to be a visually compelling image. Move past field guide photography. Finally, tip number 5, trust your local guide. Our local guide was new to us in Hwange National Park. We were at Little Mac Camp, and Joshua was our local guide. And I did not know that Joshua was dangerous animal foot certified. That means you can walk with dangerous animals. Had no idea he was certified like that. And so when he said, there's a bull elephant, would you like to walk up to it? I thought he was joking at first. Well, he had worked at Manu Pools where you can do walking safaris and where I will do a workshop at some point. And Joshua and I, within a few days, are like brothers. I mean, we almost cried when we departed because we literally just gelled so well. Just love the man to death. Phenomenal man. Knowledge of the African bush beyond anything you can imagine. Good-hearted, funny, and we had a great time. And Joshua led us to a point where we knelt down on our knees and a bull elephant approached within 12 feet. And I'm going to show you this image. It's black and white. And if you look, the elephant is kicking the dirt. You see the dirt all the way at the top of the image of the frame. And we all stayed kneeling, all of my clients. Nobody moved, did exactly what he said. And he just was kind of giggling, knowing that he knew right. Bull elephant did that, backed up, and then walked right around us. One of the most exhilarating, phenomenal photographic experiences of my life. Would I have done that on my own? No, I didn't have that knowledge. Now I have that knowledge, which might be a dangerous thing. What I know is that Joshua and I are talking about doing a lot more work together, maybe teaching some safari guides here, how to do photographic tours and stuff. And what I'm excited about is I would love to live here part of the year. I don't know if God will open that door or not, but I sure hope so. What I do know is that because of Josh, I had some of the most amazing photographic experiences because of his knowledge. So when you hire a local guide, which I recommend if you have the funds to do it, it makes a world of difference when you travel outside of your own backyard. Because that local guide is invested in knowledge of the local wildlife, local locations, timing, seasons, how does wildlife change, animal behavior, bird behavior, insect behavior, reptile behavior, the circadian rhythm of natural light in that particular location. When you hire someone, tell them what you'd like to do, but trust their knowledge, trust their wisdom, trust their ability. If you'd have told me I could have been on my knee 12 feet from a bull elephant, just sitting still photographing, and that I'd be completely safe, I would have kind of thought, I mean, I'd seen some images and had that idea, but until you experience something like that in person, you're never sure. So the beauty of it was I ended up having one of the most fantastic experiences of my life because I trusted my local guide and I trusted him with my life, and I will from now on. And I hope that ends up being a very long time. So those are 5 lessons from Safari that I wanted to share with you about nature photography. My channel isn't always equipment review and telling you how to use this, and I know I hurt my views because of that. But what I want to get to is that the more you watch my YouTube channel, the more you know I am here to tell you the meat on the bone for nature photography. I'm here to give you something solid to sink your teeth into. I'm not just here to get large numbers of views so I can make some money. Yes, I hope to make money on YouTube. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't. But the reality is I love teaching. And every time I go out, I learn something new. I think about something new. I see something new. I photograph differently. I challenge myself. Today, we sat there as hammer cops, flew getting nesting material. Very challenging photographic situation. I encourage my clients, don't get discouraged. This is how you get better, by doing things that are hard. And it was a phenomenal experience. Got some great images. I hope they did too. I hope this channel is helpful to you. I'm getting close to 5,000 subscribers. As I get close, I'm going to, when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I will select someone who has commented on the probably prior month's videos and give them a free 1-hour OM System online class. So it pays to leave comments. I don't beg for subscriptions. I don't beg for likes and all that, but it might benefit you in the future to do that. I hope you enjoy my videos, guys. I'm a little sad I have to head home tomorrow, but I'll only be home less than a week before I head to Yellowstone in winter for 2 weeks. If you aren't joining me this year on an OM system only workshop or a Wildside Nature Photography workshop or precision camera, I hope you're looking to join me. I'm going to do fewer but special locations. Y'all get out there, go capture some visually compelling images. Thanks for joining me.